Welcome to Parent University. I'm Irma Lancaster.
And I'm Dr. Adam Malloy, and on today's show, we're going to tell you a little bit about FAFSA and some important information on college fairs.
We'll have a special guest from our local libraries who will share a spooktacular story time.
And at the end of the show, we're going to do our Ice Cream for Ice Cream giveaway.
Can't wait. All that and more on today's Parent University. We begin today's program with Lori Houchin, who is the Director of Teaching and Learning for our Curriculum and Instruction. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing great information with our families. So you're here to talk about something new that's called Quality Points for Grades. What is that?
Quality Points for Grades replaces our percentage point system and assigns just a point system, a point value to the letter grade. So like an A is worth 4 points, a B is worth 3 points, a C is worth 2 points, a D is worth 1 point, and an F would be 0.
What exactly does that mean for students?
What that means for students is that students, like typically when they're doing their work, they typically get a percentage grade. And it makes it harder for them to recover if they slip under and have like a bad grade. And in this case, typically, when you convert it to quality points, instead of that slipping them all the way down to a low A, an A is just worth an A. So that student would earn 4 points regardless of where they fall in that range.
So what do parents need to know about this? Like, how can they get more information? Let's say they want to know the percentages.
So if they want to know the percentages, all they have to do is log into the parent portal of Focus, and students can log in to Focus as well, and it'll tell them the percentage points. And it doesn't change how a grade point average is calculated for our secondary students, so, but it is more advantageous for our students because of the easier way to recover a low grade.
So why is this changing now? What is the reason behind all of this?
Well, there are very few advantages to the pandemic, but one of the advantages that we discovered is as parents moved to be closer to family, we had a lot of students transferring in and out of our county, and that caused us to have to look at grades that were transferring in and out, and we noticed that a lot of districts were using the system. So we investigated, we researched it a lot more, and we determined that it is really the same way that end of course exams are calculated. And when we did a lot of tests on the scores, we noticed that it would be more advantageous for our students to move to this system. So we presented it to the board and added it to our student progression plan. And so this year going forward, that's how grades will be calculated.
And that's starting at the end of this quarter when they get their report cards, that'll be reflected in there?
Correct. So on interims and report cards, parents will only see the letter grade. So the way to see the percentage point would be to go into the parent portal of Focus.
Now, we hope many parents are watching, but I think we're discussing possibly including some information in those report cards, so maybe parents that don't catch this will know what to look for when they see those changes. Is that correct?
Every student will be sent a letter prior to the report cards coming out explaining the system, the quality point system. And through Parent University, and then their schools also will be communicating, and they can always contact their school for more information.
What might you say to parents that think, oh, now there's something else that I have to learn and figure out? I mean, it's for a good reason, and it'll be pretty simple for them to find the information they want, if they want to know more, right?
It is, and it's actually just an easier way to calculate. It's actually easier than calculating averages. And as I said, the most important thing is that we always want to do what's best for our students, and this is a better system than what we were using prior.
That's great, Lori. Is there anything else I didn't ask you about this new grading system that you'd like to share?
It is not retroactive, so because it was board approved this year, any grades that are earned this year and forward, this is how it will be calculated.
Got it, but the percentages will stick for any previous years.
Correct.
All righty, well, thank you so much, Lori, for sharing this great information with our families.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you being here. Now we welcome our friend Amy Jane McMillan, who will share some of the great things happening at our local libraries.
Hi, thank you for having me here today to talk about library services. You know, I like to think of the public library as a bridge between school and home because It provides free resources that really enhance learning and support student success. And this is throughout the year. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the services that we offer, starting with some of our preschool students, going all the way up to our high school learners. So let's get started here. First, take a look at our website, www.leelibrary.net. This is where you're going to find a lot of information on all the programs and services we offer. And if you go to the main site, you'll see here that we have some tabs on the side specifically for teens, kids, and birth to pre-K. So I'm going to start first with the birth to pre-K. And our services for our preschoolers really are focused on the child and the caregiver and developing the early literacy skills, especially pre-reading and pre-writing skills that help a child once they enter kindergarten. So here you'll see we have a ton of information about what early literacy is. We have a calendar of activities that we provide monthly that provide simple activities that you can do at your home with your child to support their success. We also offer a great program called 1000 Books Before Kindergarten. Again, this is to develop a daily reading habit with your child, and it's a fun program, and they can earn lots of cool rewards and stickers as they make their way through the program. We offer story times, and we do this in person, and also we offer Storytime Anytime online. So story times are a great way to meet other families and to really engage with your child and learn some great concepts that you can continue at home. Next, I'm going to talk about programs that we offer for kids, and these are our elementary school students. So in elementary school, we really want to nurture their love of reading. And what we do in the library is we tap into a child's natural curiosity. And we offer really great programs like Lego Club and Kindness Club that really high interest and encourage children to learn more. We also offer some resources inside the library in some books that reinforce what they're learning in school. So those hard math concepts or science concepts, we have books inside the library that will help them maybe understand those things in a different way. If your child is working on developing reading fluency, we have really cool database called BookFlix, and we also have another one here called Tumble Book Library. And those are really going to guide children through reading, and they offer nonfiction and classic titles that you can choose from. And lastly, I'm going to talk about some of the services that we offer for teens. Now with teens, we're really trying to encourage independent learning. So we offer a lot of great programs at the library that foster positive social interactions and teach teens, life skills that would be helpful for them as they move out into the world on their own, right? We also offer lots and lots of resources to help them get through high school. So this includes Gale and Context. We have science here, Science Flicks for students. We also offer a testing database that provides full-length practice tests for the SAT, ACT, AP exams, even the ASVAB and other career prep testing. So that's something that you'll definitely want to check out. Again, all of these resources are free. Lastly, one thing that we offer teens, and a lot of places aren't right now, is student volunteer opportunities. So we know that our students need Bright Future hours, service learning hours, and we offer those in a variety of ways at the library. So if you're interested in having your teen volunteer, feel free to go to the website, www.leelibrary.net, and find out more about those volunteer opportunities. And we look forward to seeing you at your local library.
The School District of Lee County wants you to know that kindergarten registration for the 2022-23 school year is now open. If your child is turning 5 years old on or before September 1st, 2022, you may pre-register them now until November 30th, 2021. Pre-registering your child is easy and comes with many perks, such as if you have a child attending a Lee County Public Elementary School, ensure that siblings of students who reside at the same address already enrolled in a district elementary school will be assigned to the same school through student open enrollment. If there are no siblings at the elementary level, you will receive a pre-printed application and PIN code mailed to you so you can go online using the web app to rank your school preferences on your time. Avoid the long lines and lengthy wait times at the student enrollment office. To pre-register, you must submit the following documents as email attachments sent to studentenrollment@leeschools.net or visit the student enrollment office. Photo ID, birth certificate, proof of address, Florida Certificate of Immunization, physical examination dated within 12 months, custody documents, social security card, and a registration form. Visit leeschools.net and click Enrollment and the Kindergarten Pre-Registration tile to download the student registration form or email studentenrollment@leeschools.net for more information.
Hi, I'm Dr. Malloy, and we are honored today to have such a wonderful guest. We have Nestor Avila, counselor at Dunbar High. Thank you for being on Parent University.
Hey, my pleasure.
So we have a lot of parents that are very interested in FAFSA. So if you could just tell us, what is FAFSA and what do parents and families need to know?
Yes. So first, I just want to share that the school district has a robust college and career force. You know, it's comprised of not only career specialists at each high school, but a whole team of school counselors as well that can really be of service and help to any family. Regarding the FAFSA, here's what's key. The application opened up already. In fact, October 1st is the rollout of the application. It really doesn't close. Families can continue to work on it through the summer. But here's the key points. It's the first opportunity for families to see what kind of aid, federal aid, money, either through loans or grants, is available to families.
And so this is not just about student loans for college, but it's also exploring grant opportunities for college as well.
Yeah, so it could be studies at a college or university for purposes of a bachelor's degree, or maybe even licensure and certification as well in trade programs.
Now, are there any sort of qualifications? So like, let's say a parent, they go on, they're checking out FAFSA, they're looking at it. Are there certain qualifications that are needed to just apply?
Yeah, so the very first thing is that you have to be a U.S. citizen or an eligible non-citizen. So it's very important to not go through these steps alone, which is why I reiterate, you have your people at the school district, right? To be able to sort through eligibility and the reasons to apply. Here's what we know. Taking a chance on applying with this application, it really tells families what a college or university is going to look at to be able to award any additional aid that might be available. So it's important that it's not just the families looking at their aid report as a result of the application, but also knowing that any college or university or program for a trade is looking at what the family is able to produce financially, and then to see how they can kind of match or provide additional funds.
Now, is this something at your school site that you're working with almost daily with students, or that you're helping? You mentioned this team, kind of this Navy SEAL for college and FAFSA. Are you guys actively involved in this?
Oh yeah, we have freshmen, sophomores, even not just juniors and seniors asking about money, right? Money for their hopes and dreams. And so we take college and career readiness serious. And so we partner up with Florida Gulf Coast University, with associations or organizations like the Future Makers Coalition in the area, to be able to be all about FAFSA first. It really starts with this application.
That's great. And I know you mentioned the Future Makers, but also the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools. I know they're very big on FAFSA. And you mentioned kind of like that it started in October, right? Are there any deadlines that they need to be aware of? I know it's probably most important to get on it in October, but are there any deadlines that they need to be aware of just in terms of this application process?
So although families can kind of work on this throughout the academic school year, the earlier the better. The reason is, if we're looking at applying to a college or university to begin next fall, we want to make sure this application and the student aid report that the family and their program or college of choice, we want to make sure that those results are in, right? So we kind of have a plan. So the earlier the better, so we know how much the family needs to kind of support the student and how much money is actually coming in.
Yeah, that's great information. Are these all available online?
Yes, the application's available online, and here's what we know. The earlier the better. What I speak to is we do need the family's 2020 tax documentation, right? So that takes a little bit of movement to gather those forms. And then as well, there's a couple steps, right? And that's the creating of an ID that the parent and the student both use together, then to later sign the document, right? These are official documents, but with a great result.
Yeah, one thing when I was a teacher, I would always tell my juniors and seniors that were concerned about it. There seemed to be a stigma about student loans, but it's not just the loans, and I know we touched on that, but it's about these doors that are potentially opening for them.
Yes, and the key thing is the earlier the better. Imagine a university looking at your admission in early November for the next year. They're going to see what they can offer you in-house as well through their own scholarships and programs based on results of this application.
Oh, that's great. Now, just to transition just a little bit, I know that there are college fairs. What are these college fairs and what's going on at the fairs?
Yes, so here's the great thing. The National Association for College Admission Counseling, such a great consortium of colleges and universities who want to get the message out. Basically the chance to reach the most families to share all their programs, their bachelor degrees, their associate degrees, and families can actually participate and meet, have one-on-one sessions all virtually, or just join in, pop in.
Now, is there a list of where and when these college fairs are? I know you mentioned virtual, but like where can they access the links and everything like that?
So virtualcollegefairs.org, that's where we're going, that's our partner, that's the platform. In fact, if you go to virtualcollegefairs.org, you're going to see the up and coming dates where you can actually attend these fairs. You'll sign up, you'll kind of click your sessions, you can even request those one-on-one meetings with target colleges and universities of interest.
And so this is an opportunity. So like, let's say you're gung-ho on going to the University of Florida. This would be an opportunity to say, hey, I want to learn about your admissions process, what I need to do. You can connect with the college or university, right?
100%. So for example, on October 3rd and October 14th, just this month, even October 24th, you can sign up for these and ahead of schedule, kind of book an appointment one-on-one, or be aware of the actual live session where they'll be speaking to everyone who joins. But beforehand, you could even see the videos all in one place about those schools.
Oh, that's just fantastic. Is there any other information that you want to add from your position, your knowledge about FAFSA or about college fairs?
You know, I would encourage that any student reach out to their school counseling team or career specialist, get involved in, you know, a Google Classroom that's associated with financial aid at their school, because there are even scholarship workshops that do happen. I believe on the 20th of this month, there is a workshop dedicated in the community that families can join regarding scholarships and financial aid as well.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Nestor, for being on the show. I know that this is just great information for families, for parents that are interested in learning more about access to college, access to financial information, and I think TikTok has actually supported the next college challenge. It's going to be FAFSA October or FAFSA November. So thank you so much to our social media partners for supporting these initiatives.
Hi, today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite Halloween stories called The Halloweener by Dave Pilkey, and it's about this little dog, Oscar, who's trying to fit in with his classmates and make new friends. It's a great book, especially for Halloween, for the whole family. So let's get started. The Halloweener by Dave Pilkey. There once was a dog named Oscar who was half a dog tall and 1.5 dogs long. Can you see who's hiding in the tree? Those are 2 kitty cats. Because of his unusual shape and size, all the other dogs made fun of him. Wiener dog, they called him. And Oscar did not like it one bit. Look at that, he looks a little bit upset, huh? Oscar's mother was no help either. Every morning when the dogs walked off to obedience school, Oscar's mother stood in the front yard waving and calling out, "Farewell, my little Vienna sausage." Look, he looks a little bit embarrassed. And the other dogs laughed and laughed. Do you see who else is laughing at Oscar? It's those kitty cats again. Most of the time, Oscar was upset by all this, But not today. Today was Halloween, and Oscar was thinking about other things. All day long at obedience school, Oscar daydreamed about Halloween night, trick-or-treats, and scary costumes. There he is, daydreaming. Do you sometimes daydream at your desk? And look at who's in the window. Those kitties. When Oscar got home, he dashed upstairs to start working on his scary Halloween costume. But when he got to his room, a surprise was waiting for him. "Happy Halloween, my little sausage link," said Oscar's mother. "I've made you a costume to wear for trick-or-treats." Happy Halloween to Oscar. Love, Mom. When Oscar saw the costume, he nearly fainted. What do you think his costume's going to be? Can you guess? Let's see. It was a giant hot dog bun, complete with mustard. And guess who was supposed to fit in the middle? That's right, Oscar. Oscar did not want to hurt his mother's feelings, so he decided to wear the silly costume. Oh boy. That night, all the dogs on the block gathered to show off their costumes. Everyone was looking quite scary. Then Oscar showed up looking quite frank. When the dogs saw Oscar in his silly costume, they howled with laughter. "Look at Oscar," they cried. "He really is a wiener dog." Poor Oscar was so embarrassed. Oh, he looks a little bit sad there. Wiener dog," laughed the other dogs as they ran off to go trick-or-treating. Oscar tried to keep up with the dogs, but his silly costume kept slowing him down. See, there he is all the way over here, and his friends are all the way in the lead up there. All night long, the other dogs hounded every treat they could get their paws on. So by the time Oscar got to each house, there were no treats left. That's sad. Soon trick-or-treating was over, and the dogs walked home past a spooky graveyard. Suddenly, a horrible hissing sound filled the air. Hiss. The dogs stopped dead in their tracks. Then out of the graveyard rose a ghastly monster. There it is. The dogs screamed for their lives. They dropped their treats and jumped into a nearby pond. Splash! The monster moved closer. "Please don't eat us," cried the dogs. The monster yelled and hissed. "Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo," sobbed the dogs. The monster jumped up and down. "Somebody save us," shrieked the dogs. There they are in the water. Just then, somebody showed up. It was Oscar. Because Oscar was so short, he saw something that the other dogs had not seen. "That's no monster," cried Oscar, and with a loud bark, Oscar waddled to the rescue. Oscar chomped and tugged with all his might. Do you see who's underneath that costume? Take a guess. Rip! And there, standing in the moonlight, were a couple of ornery cats. "Help!" cried the cats. "We're being attacked by a giant Frankenfurter!" And they ran off screaming through the graveyard. There go the kitty cats, screaming. The dogs in the pond had seen the whole thing, and now it was their turn to be embarrassed. "We've been chased into a pond by a couple of cats," they moaned. But Oscar was a true friend. He leaped into the water and swam out to the dogs. Oscar's silly costume made a wonderful life raft, and the dogs climbed up. "All aboard," Oscar called, and he dog paddled back to shore. There he is, swimming with all of his buddies. When they got back to dry land, all the dogs shared their Halloween treats with Oscar. Look at all those little dog biscuits. Because Oscar had been so brave, the dogs changed his nickname from Wiener Dog to Hero Sandwich. And from that night on, nobody ever made fun of Oscar again. See, look at Oscar, he's so happy. Happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this book by Dave Pilkey, and I hope you have a great Halloween.
I miss you so much. My heart aches every day for you, love. You have so many people rooting and praying for you. Keep on fighting, Mia. You are in my thoughts and prayers.
As 17-year-old Mia Santiago reads the notes sent to her by her Dunbar family, the only thing on her mind is gratitude.
And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. So I'm very much thankful for my heroes, yeah.
It was just the second week into her senior year when she passed out and fell to the floor just after the Pledge of Allegiance.
Her eyes were rolled back in her head and she wasn't breathing and she wasn't responding to me. We watched her die on the floor. I've never seen anyone turn gray and die, and that is what happened.
Her teacher, Jill Clausing, didn't hesitate to act. She had just been trained on the brand new Centegix crisis alert system that was installed in every school this year. With just 3 clicks of a button on this card, she activated the staff alert feature. Within seconds, multiple staff members rushed into the room to help.
I knew I needed to use this. Like, this is beyond my control. I need people up here. Stat.
One of the teachers then ran downstairs, grabbed this defibrillator, then ran back upstairs and performed CPR until paramedics arrived.
There were people here that cared, you know, they didn't give up on her. I still get emotional. But I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for them for not giving up on her and for being there and supporting her.
Clausing held Mia's hand and continued to talk to her as they waited 16 minutes for EMS.
That made me feel great, you know what I mean, to know that, because you as a mother, you want to be there for your child, so to know somebody else was there, that was amazing, so I love that.
Mia was taken to the hospital and spent a week in a coma with her family by her side. Doctors say she had a heart attack and went into cardiac arrest. If not for the quick action of the Dunbar staff, Mia wouldn't be here today.
The team here saved her life, and this badge saved her life.
When she woke up, she saw her entire room was covered in notes of love and support from Dunbar.
All these people love me, and I'm like, all these people love you or care for you. She's like, I don't even know these people, Mike. It don't matter. You touched their heart some kind of way.
The SROs even came to visit her in the hospital.
I'm just so glad you're doing better. I really am.
Now Mia is doing much better. She came into school to recognize the teachers and staff who became her heroes.
When I graduate, I'm gonna have on my cap the people that saved my life.
While she's still home recovering, she's excited to get back to school, finish out her senior year, and walk across the stage. Above all, this experience has given her a new appreciation for life.
Hey, don't take life for granted. You know, one day you're here, one day you're not. Always love your loved ones.
With the strength and resilience of a tiger, Mia Santiago has definitely earned her stripes. At Dunbar High School, Devin Turk, Lee Schools TV.
Welcome back to Parent University. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've come to the conclusion of today's program.
What a great show that we had. A lot of informative information, and remember that this is just another unique way that we can connect district information, community information with you, the parents.
And we had a lot of families join us during our premiere episode in September, and Adam's going to tell us all about the schools that participated.
So we had parents that represented over 46 of our schools, which is amazing. We would love to get more. We've had community sponsors, business sponsors that have said, hey, we can get the giveaways even bigger if we can get more participants. So some of our schools that had the most participants, we had Ramasty Page, we had Pine Woods Elementary, and we also had Fort Myers and Gateway High School.
So make sure you tell your friends and family to join us for future episodes. But we have come to the giveaway portion of today's program. And so how do you get entered to win in our monthly prize? Well, you register to participate in Parent University, you join us for our program, and then you take the follow-up survey, which will be available for this program after today's conclusion. But we are going to give away a prize for those that participated in last month's survey.
And just to connect a little bit with what Irma said about the survey, remember that we take your comments about the topics and then we try to plug them into our next show. So for our treats for our giveaways, our ice cream giveaways, we have an ice cream maker, an ice cream ball, and then some delicious ice cream cups.
Perfect for the sweet holiday coming up.
It's exciting.
Yes, very exciting. All right, today's winner is...
All right, who do we have? We have Jackie Pazdera from Ramasty Page. Congratulations, Jackie. We will connect with you and get these treats to you. Thank you for participating.
Yeah, maybe she'll have us over for some ice cream this Halloween.
Oh, that would be great.
Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.